two people stand at the entrance to their 40s together. Same income level, same career trajectory, same family situations, identical starting points completely. 10 years later, one retires early, traveling the world with zero financial stress whatsoever. Complete freedom achieved through their 40s decisions. The other works until 70 years old, still anxious constantly about whether the money will actually last. Stressed retirement became their reality instead. Same starting point at 40 years old. Radically different outcomes at retirement. The fork was invisible to both of them when they entered their 40s. One took actions that seemed small at the time but compounded into retirement freedom eventually. Daily choices creating massive future outcomes. The other took different actions that seemed equally reasonable at the time, but compounded into retirement stress instead. Both paths felt normal. Your 40s contain this invisible fork right now. The path you choose in the next 10 years determines which retirement you ultimately receive forever. Nobody tells you the fork exists until it is too late. I am telling you right now, today this is your warning before the path locks. Your 40s are not just another decade passing by. They are the hinge point of your entire financial life permanently. Everything pivots here. The decisions you make between 40 and 50 echo louder than any decisions before or after in your life. This is not opinion. This is mathematics combined with biological reality, combined with economic truth. Three forces converging to make your 40s the deciding decade forever. Before your 40s, you have time to recover from mistakes made. After your 40s, you have limited runway to build what was not built earlier. During your 40s, you're in the perfect position where maximum action produces maximum result, and course corrections still matter enormously. Where the trajectory for the rest of your life gets locked into place permanently, the decisions made now echo through every remaining year ahead. If you are in your 40s right now, pay extremely close attention to everything that follows. This decade is your window of maximum opportunity. If you are approaching your 40s, consider this your advanced warning system. If you are past your 40s, understand the principles still apply urgently. Subscribe and hit that like button right now because this video could be the difference between retirement as a reward and retirement as a punishment. Let me explain exactly why your 40s carry so much weight financially. The first reason is compound interest mechanics working in your favor or against it. Albert Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. The math is undeniably powerful, but compound interest has a secret most people miss. It requires time to work its magic properly. Without sufficient time, compounding cannot perform miracles. Money invested at age 25 has 40 years to compound before traditional retirement age. Money invested at age 45 has only 20 years instead. The difference is not 2 times as much growth. Simply the difference is exponentially more growth because compounding accelerates over time dramatically. $100,000 invested at 8% annually becomes approximately $466,000 by 65 years old. That same $100,000 invested at 25 becomes approximately $2,170,000 by 65. Same money, 4 times different outcome. Your 40s represent the last decade where significant compounding runway remains available to you. Every year you delay during this decade costs more than before. The compound cliff approaches rapidly. Your 40s determine whether you build wealth before reaching the edge or stumble over with insufficient assets. The second reason is peak earning years timing. For most careers, earnings peak between 45 and 55 years of age. Your 40s position you either to capture and retain this peak earning period or to let it flow through your life without accumulating anything permanent. This is when experience commands premium compensation levels. When career advancement reaches its highest levels when the gap between income and expenses should be widest. But this is also when lifestyle expansion tempts most aggressively and dangerously. Children become teenagers with expensive needs. Housing desires push toward larger properties. Status concerns intensify among peer groups constantly. The highest earning decade often becomes the highest spending decade with nothing left to show for it. A tragic waste of peak years. Your 40s fork determines whether peak earnings fund peak lifestyle or peak wealth building instead. Both paths feel natural while walking them. Currently, only one path leads to comfortable retirement. Ultimately, the other path leads somewhere you do not want to arrive despite feeling reasonable along the way. The third reason is biological reality facing everyone. Your 40s introduce physical and mental changes that affect financial planning whether you acknowledge them or not. Energy levels begin declining for most people in their 40s. The hustle that seems sustainable at 30 becomes exhausting at 45 unexpectedly. The assumption that you can always work harder or work longer starts revealing itself as fantasy. Physical limits become real constraints on career strategies. Health concerns emerge or increase significantly. Insurance premiums rise noticeably. Medical expenses appear regularly. The body sends invoices for decades of neglect. Cognitive decline begins subtly for many people in their 40s and accelerates from there onward. Learning new skills becomes harder. Career pivots become more difficult. The assumption that you can reinvent yourself indefinitely collides with biological constraints eventually. Your 40s fork must account for these realities wisely. Planning that assumes perpetual health and energy leads to stressed retirement when assumptions fail. Planning that acknowledges biological decline builds margins that create comfort. The fourth reason is family timeline pressure intensifying. For those with children, your 40s often coincide with the most expensive child-rearing years. College approaches demanding payment. Weddings appear needing funding. Child support reaches maximum intensity. Simultaneously, your own parents age, creating new demands. Medical crises emerge, requiring response. Caregiving responsibilities appear, consuming time and money and energy together. The sandwich generation gets squeezed from both directions completely. Your financial resources caught in the middle between generations above and below demanding support. How you navigate these competing demands during your 40s determines retirement outcomes dramatically. Every choice about who gets supported affects your own future. Some sacrifice all retirement savings to fund their children's lifestyles. Then, they discover their children cannot or will not support them. A tragic outcome from a choice made with good intentions. Others maintain boundaries that feel difficult in the moment but produce security later instead. The fork presents itself repeatedly throughout your 40s decade. Every tuition decision is a fork. Every parental support decision is a fork. Each small fork combines into the large fork, determining your ultimate destination. Let me show you exactly what happens on each path of the fork. Clearly, path 1 is the comfortable retirement path. Here is what it looks like during your 40s. Maximize your retirement contributions relentlessly every year. The full limit in 2026 is $23,000, plus catch-up contributions for those over 50. Prioritize building wealth for your future. Path 1 hits these limits or approaches them closely every single year consistently. The money disappears into retirement accounts before lifestyle can consume it first. You resist lifestyle expansion despite income increases deliberately. When raises arrive, most flows to investments, not to upgrades. The house you own is enough. The car you drive is sufficient for your needs. The lifestyle you maintain is stable. While the gap between income and expenses widens into substantial wealth, you aggressively eliminate remaining debt as priority. Mortgage payoff becomes a focus. The goal is entering your 50s with no debt payments claiming any portion of income. Every dollar freed from debt service redirects to retirement acceleration immediately. Entering your 50s debt-free is transformational for your entire financial future. You invest in career durability rather than just career advancement. Only learning continues regularly. Skills update constantly. Networks maintain carefully throughout. The goal is ensuring income can continue reliably through your 50s without requiring unsustainable effort or becoming obsolete in marketplace. Career endurance matters. We need to have a difficult conversation about our family finances. It's important you understand that parental support has limits. We are setting boundaries around what we can fund. This honest talk helps us all. Parental support comes from dedicated funds, not from retirement cannibalization ever. What they must handle themselves becomes clear to everyone involved. You protect health as a financial asset consistently. Exercise happens regularly. Diet improves steadily. Medical issues get addressed early rather than deferred into expensive crisis. You build multiple income streams beyond primary employment. Investments generate dividends. Skills generate consulting opportunities. Assets generate rental income. Dependency on single income sources decreases yearly throughout 40s. By 50, you want meaningful income flowing from sources other than your primary job alone. 10 years of this path, and you arrive at 50 with substantial assets built. Retirement accounts approach or exceed $1 million. Debt is eliminated or minimal. Health is maintained carefully. Income streams are diversified securely. The destination visible ahead is comfortable retirement whenever you choose to take it. Path 2 is the stressed retirement path instead. Here is what it looks like during your 40s for those who take this direction unknowingly or by default. You contribute to retirement sporadically and inconsistently. Some years max out contributions. Other years, competing priorities reduce or eliminate retirement funding entirely. The average contribution is well below maximum possible over time. The compound growth that could have happened never materializes due to missed years of contributions. You upgrade lifestyle with every income increase automatically. Raises fund bigger houses and better neighborhoods. Newer cars with higher payments follow every promotion. This creates payments, not wealth. Vacations create memories and debt simultaneously. The gap between income and expenses remains constant or even shrinks, despite earning more money. This is the vacation debt trap. You maintain or increase debt levels continuously. Mortgage refinance to extract equity that funds lifestyle choices. Car payments continue indefinitely, never ending. This creates a perpetual debt state. Credit card balances grow during expensive periods and never fully disappear afterward. Debt becomes a permanent fixture in your financial life through your 40s. You assume career will continue without active maintenance required. Skills stagnate over time. Networks weaken through neglect. Career vulnerability increases silently. The assumption that current employment will persist proves fragile when layoffs or restructuring arrive unexpectedly. No backup plan exists when crisis hits suddenly. You fund family needs without boundaries established. Children receive whatever they request because denying them feels unbearable emotionally in the moment. Parents receive support without limit because guilt demands it constantly. Retirement accounts deplete to cover everyone except yourself tragically over time. You defer health maintenance indefinitely, telling yourself later. Exercise happens occasionally when convenient. Diet slides toward convenience rather than nutrition. Health maintenance is pushed to a later that never comes. Medical checkups skip years at a time. Small problems grow into expensive problems eventually. Health becomes liability rather than asset over time. You remain completely dependent on primary employment income alone. No backup streams exist anywhere. No passive income develops throughout your 40s decade. All eggs in one basket. This is dangerous dependency. The paycheck is everything, and losing it means immediate crisis for you. The single point of failure exists throughout your entire 40s decade dangerously. 10 years of this path and you arrive at 50 with insufficient assets for retirement. Retirement accounts hold perhaps $200,000 only at best. Debt remains a significant burden. Health has declined noticeably. Income depends entirely on a precarious job. The destination visible ahead is working indefinitely with constant anxiety about whether the money will ever be enough to actually retire someday. Same starting point at 40 years old, same income level, same opportunities available, radically different outcomes at 50 from identical beginnings 10 years prior. And the gap widens further by 60 and 70 years old, until two completely different retirements emerge from identical beginnings made years before. Let me give you the specific actions that put you on Path 1 starting right now in 2026. Action 1 is the retirement contribution audit for your accounts. Calculate exactly what percentage of income currently flows to retirement accounts. Now compare this to the maximum possible contribution allowed by law. The gap between actual and maximum is the opportunity being left on the table. Make a plan to close this gap over the next 12 to 24 months. Increase contributions with every paycheck until maximum is reached or approached closely. Treat retirement contributions as non-negotiable as rent or mortgage payments. Action 2 is the Lifestyle Freeze Declaration. Declare a moratorium on lifestyle expansion regardless of income increases. Your lifestyle becomes the ceiling, not the floor. Future income growth goes to wealth building, not lifestyle. This is a fundamental shift in approach. This single decision is the most powerful fork navigation possible for you. It guarantees the gap widens. It ensures compounding has fuel. It makes comfortable retirement inevitable. Action 3 is the debt destruction plan. List all debts with balances and interest rates. Create an aggressive payoff timeline prioritizing highest interest first. Always redirect any freed income from paid debts into retirement acceleration immediately. Entering your 50s debt-free is transformational for your financial future. It reduces income requirements dramatically. It creates flexibility for career changes. It eliminates stress that compounds into health problems. Make debt destruction a 40s obsession. Action 4 is the career durability assessment. Honestly, evaluate how long your current role and skills remain valuable in the marketplace going forward. The goal is not necessarily career advancement only. The goal is career endurance sustainably. Can you maintain gainful employment through your 50s without heroic effort? Action 5 is the family financial boundaries conversation. Have explicit discussions with children about what you will and will not fund clearly. So, we won't fund everything. We'll discuss this. Have honest discussions with parents about care expectations realistically. Establish that your retirement cannot be sacrificed for anyone else regardless of guilt pressure. Boundaries must be maintained. These conversations are uncomfortable but necessary for your future. You cannot help anyone in your 70s if you are financially desperate yourself. Then Action 6 is the health investment plan commitment. Schedule the checkups you have been deferring. Establish exercise routines that can continue for decades sustainably. Address the small problems before they become expensive problems later. Treat your body as the asset it is financially. Health is inexpensive when maintained, but expensive when absent. Action 7 is the income diversification. Start immediately. Begin building at least one income stream outside of primary employment this year actively. Dividend investing, consulting, rental property, digital products, side business development. Choose one that aligns with your skills and start building now. The goal is meaningful income from non-employment sources by 50 years old. Start small, but start now. 10 years of building creates substantial streams. Here is the reality about 40s financial decisions. Honestly, many mistakes are reversible until suddenly they are not reversible anymore at all. At 45, you still have time to correct course with determination. At 50, the window narrows considerably. By 55, the path is largely set permanently. Compounding needs time to work its magic for your benefit. Every year delayed is a year of compounding lost forever. The math becomes unforgiving after 50. Career tolerance for age increases every year. Your marketability, if job loss occurs, decreases as you get older, regardless of ability. Health demands increase in your 50s and 60s noticeably. The body you build in your 40s is the body you retire with, for better or worse. Here is what nobody says about 40s financial planning. Honestly, the advice you receive is often generic and unhelpful for your specific situation. Most people who retire comfortably do so because they were already on path 1 by their mid-40s naturally. They made the right decisions earlier automatically. Course correction in your 40s is absolutely possible with effort, but it requires immediate action and sustained commitment over years, not months. The conventional advice of save 15% may be insufficient if you are starting late. Catch-up may require 25 to 30% or more temporarily. Comparison to others your age is a trap completely. Everyone started from different points with different advantages. Focus only on your own trajectory going forward. That future is available to you right now with the right decisions. Not guaranteed, but available. The path exists. You simply need to choose to walk it. So which path are you choosing to walk? Deliberately comfortable retirement requires uncomfortable decisions, sometimes, but those decisions are worth making now. Your future self at 65 is depending on the decisions you make right now in 2026. Will you be grateful then, or grateful based on today? Take the first step on path 1 today, starting right now. One action, one decision, one step toward the retirement you deserve to have eventually. Because path 1 is waiting for you to choose it deliberately. Your 40s are deciding your retirement right now in 2026. Nobody else will say this, but it is true. Choose comfortable. Choose path 1. Choose your future today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.